My long-term followers know that one of my biggest missions is to teach you guys about sealants and keeping up with those sealants, because water is the #1 destroyer of RVs. We talk about roof sealants, we talk about exterior sealants, tips and tricks, but one thing that has come up quite a bit, not just on my channel, but across all platforms on YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, is this whole Eternabond wave where people started making videos saying you don't have to do any of that, just put Eternabond on it. So today I'm here to debunk it, but not just tell you why not to do it, but show you examples of why you should not do that. We've got a pop-up over here that is an absolute perfect example of what not to do and what people are telling you to do, and that is putting tape over all of your seams. As you can see here, we have that Eternabond in place of Dicor on the roof here, sealing this antenna. As a matter of fact, the entire roof has been done the exact same way. Now, the proper sealants for this roof, of course, like everything else, are going to be lap sealant. Eternabond is not a replacement for it. Eternabond is meant for one thing and one thing only, and that is an emergency patch. You guys, if you haven't seen my video, a few months ago I posted a video on how to use Eternabond properly to make those emergency patches when you hit a tree branch or something goes through your roof and you find a rip or a tear in your roof. Now, there's a lot of reasons you don't want to use this stuff in place of actual lap sealant, and I'm going to show you a few of those examples. One of the big ones is, even though the name is Eternabond, which would insinuate that it is meant to last for an eternity, it simply does not. As you can see here on this rear seam of this Newmar, and this is from factory, this coach is only a few years old, and this tape is just absolutely peeling away, falling apart, and it's just a nasty, sticky mess at this point. Another one is improper application. Even if you install this stuff properly, it still can peel like I just showed you, but you have the issue with the fish mouth, as you see here. So these little ripples or creases, waves, what that's creating is an opening for water to get underneath this tape. Now, what's going to happen when it gets underneath there is it's never going to get back out. And with temperature changes, it's actually going to draw itself into the roof or into the coach. It's going to find its way in there. Either way, it's definitely not coming back out and evaporating out into the atmosphere. A common argument I get about Eternabond is, why do manufacturers use it? Why do you find it on the top of your slide rooms? And that is because the manufacturers simply claim that it is the only way to seal the slide room, because when the slide room is in, that portion of the seal will be up against your wipe seals, and it's going to eventually stick to it, causing issues. And that's 100% not true. There are other alternatives. If you look at Ron the RV Roofman on any of his channels, YouTube or TikTok, and he talks about his Forever roof brand products, he does make products that work just fine in that situation. So it's not so much that it's the only way, it's just the way that they choose to do it. I can tell you it's not the right way because I replace that tape on the top of those slide rooms all the time. It peels, it falls apart, and it's one of the most common places you'll find leaks on the top of a slide room. This is simply not the way to seal your roof. You're doing yourself a huge disservice by doing it. One, it's going to make it a lot harder to find any leaks, which there are still going to be leaks. And two, when you do have to address that leak or service something and you hire a technician, I promise you, not just myself, pretty much every other technician out there is going to charge you more to remove that stuff because it's a nightmare to remove. Which is kind of ironic, because you would think if it's hard to remove, it means it works good. That's not true. This stuff can absolutely and will leak, but it is a sticky mess to remove this stuff and requires a lot of tedious work. You paid a lot of money for that dream RV so you can enjoy it, and as I've told you, water is the #1 destroyer of these things, so do yourself a favor, take care of your roof the right way, use the proper sealants, use a lap sealant, or in some rare situations, depending on the coach, whatever sealant is required for the roof of your RV, and don't listen to the naysayers on Facebook and Instagram telling you to cover your roof in Eternabond, because I promise you it's going to cost you more headache and money in the long run. And if you guys want to see some more tips, tricks, and even some tours from a certified RV technician, make sure you guys are pressing that subscribe button.